So it's been about a week now, and it's been one heck of a stressful week. So I finally have a buyer that's interested in buying my home, and they are currently going through the financing process. So these buyers requested to do a second view, but this time they wanted to come back with their relatives to check out my home. It's like I said in the beginning, it's like the jury's out, but they want to convene and get opinions from family members to see if they should move forward. Well, they made me a couple of offers. I denied one. I counter offered and they accepted. The second phase of all this is they have to be approved by the homeowners association because this is a over 55 community. So I'm just hanging in there, trying to have patience, because I know selling a home is like being on a roller coaster ride. Just when you think you got the people that are going to buy the home, something happens. So my realtor wants to keep showing the home, even though the current buyers are going through the financing and approval from the management of the HOA. We want to continue to show the home. So anyways, we got some crazy thunder showers this morning. It was incredibly windy. I was in bed. I woke up around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I thought we were going through a tornado, the heavy downpour and the heavy wind. I had a really nice breakfast this morning, but ever since I started getting people interested in my home, I couldn't help but being a little bit nervous because, like I said, it's like being on a roller coaster ride. You have these slopes and climbing and peaks and valleys. Emotions run low, run high. You don't know which way it's going to go. So I have current buyers right now going through the process of getting to my home, but I haven't heard anything as of yet. Okay, my realtor is just saying that they've applied for financing and it takes about a week. But in the meantime, we still have to show the home, because if they fall through the cracks, we have somebody else in line that's going to be interested. So I got more people coming in next week to view my home. So all said and done, I'm also thinking about my move up north. Okay, I'm not going to make any sudden moves right now with packing, because I haven't gotten the okay yet. When I know that these people have been approved by the financing company, whichever they're going with, and then I'll go ahead and start packing my stuff. I'm looking at additional work in New England, in addition to my full-time job. I started my own process with financing my own loan for a home in New England. I submitted my prerequisite paperwork that's requested by the lending company. They have my W-2s. They have my last 2 years income tax, and they have all associated information to get me going. I'm just waiting to get back my 2022 forms and taxes, so I can include that with what they asked me to do. So on my own end, I'm doing financing out as well, getting those things ready so I can start looking for a home up there. And when these people go through their financing to get into my home, I'll be packing real quickly. My job transfer will be complete, and I have to have a home up there to go check out when I go. One of the agreements is that I can stay in the home right now up to 2.5 months, so I can do all my packing and get my ducks in a row. I got a lot to do when I get there. I got to find new doctors, new health providers, and all that. Like I said, I'm going to want to get a part-time job, maybe for 20 hours a week, to help me with my mortgage, my monthly mortgage. I might think about paying off this vehicle so I don't have an added expense, but my lender said not to worry about the vehicle right now. That is something we can look at as we're going through the finances, and that could be an option for me. So I'm trying not to stress out. I don't want to put too much on my mind right now that it's going to cause me to overload a circuit, if you know what I mean. So the other thing is, I don't want to move in the winter. I don't want to move up there while it's winter over there with snow on the ground. So after 2.5 months, hopefully it won't be as bad. That's the other reason why I like to have a 2.5 month window here for me to move. So yeah, it's going to be quite an adventure, quite a scene, quite a scenery, because it's going to be like night and day according to Florida, going back to New England. And yes, I'm going to be living between 1.5 hours to 2 hours away from where my family is living. As of right now, they do not know what I'm doing, and it's best that way. And if it all works out, when I get up there and get situated in my home and get settled in, and then I'll take a little ride out to my mother's home and tell them what I've done. This way, as I'm preparing right now, I don't have them calling me up and asking me how things are going with the move. I don't want them to add any more stress to me by hounding me every week or every day how everything's going. I don't need that. That's one less thing I have to do. Keep them updated or informed. I'm not getting an approval from them, so I don't need to inform them. That takes a lot of stress off my shoulders. And it allows me to go at my own pace, not theirs. And like I said, I'm not just doing it for them, I'm also doing it for me. Or my son. I'm doing it for me. When I'm there, if they want to socialize with me, then they may. I also needed a change too. I've been here 22 years. It's time for real weather of the 4 seasons instead of this pounding hot humidity 10 to 11 months out of the year. It's too much for me to handle. Florida is a different kind of beast, guys. When I came down here, it was exciting. I loved going to the beach. I very seldomly go to the beach. One thing I noticed quickly was the friends you make on your job only remain while you're working with them. Once you move on to another job, for some crazy reason, they quit being your friends. They don't socialize out of work with you. It's Florida. It's Florida. When I lived in New England, the friends I had at work were also my friends I associated with and socialized with after work. Here it's different because you got people from all over the country, different perspectives, different outlook, different attitudes, so it's different. New England is New England. Florida is Florida. That's just the way it is. And the other thing I notice is in the middle of the year, or from late spring to late summer, you don't see a lot of people walking around on your streets in your neighborhood or at the parks. They're all indoors under their central air conditioning because it's too damn hot outside. It's too damn humid. So they end up leaving the house around late evening when the heat has dissipated a little bit, and then they go out to the restaurants and they go out to the clubs and socialize or whatever. But during the day, even during the weekend, you don't see people out in your community. They're stuck in the house. So it's from in the vehicle to the office to their job and then drive home and stay in the house. So I've never really gotten used to that, you know, and that contributes also not having a lot of friends because you don't see a lot of people that you might have something in common with. But if I get out late in the evening, I might bump into somebody I work with or somebody I know. Very unlikely. So yeah, I have a large task, a large undertaking here with the moving. I'll be renting a U-Haul truck and a transporter for my vehicle so I can pull with me up there. And I also know for a fact that I cannot drive this vehicle, okay, in the winter up there. It's a sports car. It's very low to the ground. It's rear-wheel drive. I am not going to drive this vehicle in the winter, so I have to find something else, preferably an all-wheel drive vehicle, and I have to make my decision whether I want to buy one, set it aside, go up there, and then come back and pick up the second vehicle, or take a little time when I'm there to buy something. Preferably, I'd rather buy another vehicle from Florida because Florida has a lot of clean cars. They haven't been beat up by the winters and the salt and the slush on the roadways. There's minimal rust on Florida cars. So I might bite the bullet and buy a cheapy, well-conditioned, everyday driver to go back and forth to work and to also go visit my family. And we already know that I have to buy a home with at least one car garage and possibly two. So I'm feeling positive, guys. I'm happy, but yet I'm a little nervous about it. And I'm surprised that I'm keeping my lips sealed and I'm not talking to my family about this. They don't need to know, and they don't need to add to my stress level. So that's where I am right now. So I'm at my favorite parking space where I've made a few videos from my car here. I don't want to go outside because it's very, very, very windy. As you can see from the video at the startup here, the wind's blowing. It's very gusty out there. There's white caps right now in the ocean. And I'm going to go home because I had a big cup of coffee for breakfast. And I got to go to the bathroom. And I might want to spray my car down because I washed it yesterday. Well, guess what? From driving in the wet roads today and having cars pass me and spray water and dirt, my car is filthy again. I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down, and then I'm going to sit home and try to look at more real estate and possibilities. And I'm supposed to hear back from my realtor on the situation with the first buyers. They're still on the radar, and I'm waiting for them to get approval from the community and also their lending company. So it's Friday. I wish you guys have a nice day today. If I don't talk to you guys this weekend, have a great weekend. And you'll be hearing back from me with every little update I get, because this is going to be an adventure. And I'm going at it by myself as usual. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Don't you know?